Have you ever been doing an activity so deep in the comfort zone that by the end you feel like absolute dog shit? Most people spend all of their waking lives in this state, where no growth occurs and their life snowballs into a constant experience of quiet disappointment. But you can be different. You can be an anomaly. You can escape this trap, exit the comfort zone, grow as an individual, and have a better life. There's a paradox that I've come across recently in my life, and that is that if you want to be happier, you have to make your life harder, more challenging, and live on the outer edge of your comfort zone. This is your comfort zone. This has everything inside it that you think and act out in the world that causes no physical or emotional discomfort. It is within this space that you survive, a physical and emotional homeostasis. But it's not the place that you thrive. The area outside the comfort zone is where your anxieties, fears, and challenges lie. And although exiting the comfort zone is painful at times, it is where the growth occurs. And from what I've learned about life, growth equals sustainable happiness. Therefore, the ideal place to spend your life, bearing in mind the paradox I mentioned earlier, is on the outer edge of your comfort zone, where you are tested, but not overwhelmed. In this life, you pick your poison, you pick your pain, you pick your struggle. There is not a person in this world that doesn't go through struggle in their life. Struggle is an intrinsic part of the human experience. So I want you to think deeply about the question I'm about to ask you, because it could be the largest deciding factor in the quality of your life. Would you rather suffer the pain of exiting the comfort zone and making yourself and your life better? Or would you rather suffer the pain of not becoming the person that you could be? Take a moment. Actually think about it, process it in your mind, because if there's one little bit of value that I want you to get from this video, it's the answer to that question. If pain is an inevitable part of life, if struggle is intrinsic to this experience, then surely you'd want to pick the pain, pick the struggle that makes things better and not worse. So now we've established that you want to live on the outer edge of your comfort zone. So we're going to talk in concrete, actionable terms of how you can do that. So you can watch this video and then go out in the world and make your life better. What scares you? What makes you uncomfortable? What event, situation, or activity makes you shit yourself when you think about it? Maybe you're socially anxious, or not confident about your body, or your intellect, or your ability to function in any modern human scenario. I'll use an example to make things easier. Take public speaking. Let's say that's far out of your comfort zone, and whenever you think about trying to speak in front of a group of people, it really does scare you. What we have to do is take that large, overwhelming fear and break it down into a smaller, uncomfortable situation that you personally feel like you could take on. Going out in front of 100 people and doing a speech is the big, overwhelming fear that you can't handle. Can you talk to 3 people about something you're interested in? Can you speak up more at family meals? Can you go out in public and say something to a stranger who you don't know? These are small little stepping stones. And although they don't feel like much, and you'd like to be that person that can just suddenly flick a switch and walk out in front of loads of people and feel confident, this is just beyond the edge of your comfort zone. Because if you go too far, it could be a traumatic experience. It could not go as well as you think it will. So we have to start at the beginning. Start with the fundamental first step outside of your comfort zone. And once you realize that you can do that one little uncomfortable activity that scared you, right? Then you build it up. You move the goalposts further. You repeat that process until you're doing harder and harder things. And when you look back, you see where your original comfort zone was. It's expanded. You've grown as an individual. Pick an activity that makes you feel moderately uncomfortable. Break it down into a smaller scenario that is still uncomfortable, but you feel like you could physically do, right? Go out and do that tomorrow. You might watch hundreds of videos that tell you about leaving your comfort zone and how that'll give you a better life. But watching this video, listening to my voice, staring at my face will do nothing. What you have to do is go and change your life with real world actions. Do it tomorrow. Do it today. It will start the snowball effect. Positive feedback loop will begin and you will feel much better. Let me think. What am I scared of? Various social situations, talking to people I don't know for the first time. I guess I'm scared of being embarrassed by getting my ass handed to me on the basketball court, by saying something I don't mean in public, by someone thinking I'm a twat. All of these things, right? But I know that I am on a journey, I'm on a process to breaking those fears down. I try and force myself to make the first move and speak to people in public that I don't know before. And maybe my fear of embarrassment has to be dealt with by being embarrassed and feeling like I can actually take that emotion on. I can survive embarrassment. It's not the end of the world, so I don't have to fear it. From this video, I want you to get two very important things. You can be an anomaly. You can escape the norm that we should hide from our fears, and you can voluntarily move toward your fear and grow as an individual. And number two, I want you to evaluate day-to-day mundane situations that scare you and try and break them down and take them on and become a better individual. Because I know that if you don't, you just settle in this comfort zone and your life just begins to drift by you. Time will go by and you'll realize that you were held back by your own fears. Who could you be if you weren't held back by the things that scared you? This stagnation, this inertia in the comfort zone is a situation that the majority of modern human beings find themselves in. It's a trap. It's part of the matrix of the world that we live in. However, you can escape that trap, and I hope that watching this video was the catalyst for that, and that you've had an awakening, a realization that what you're scared of is actually what you should move towards in life. If you got to this point, I'd like to say thank you, and if you enjoyed this content, you're going to enjoy all the rest of my videos, which you can start checking out here. I hope that you're living on the outer edge of that comfort zone. I endeavor to do the same every single day, and I'll be back next time. But until then, you know what to do. Be an anomaly.